Hi, welcome back. My name is Celeste Garcia, and today I am going to show you how I draft items when getting ready to list them. So when I list, I do it in several steps. After sourcing, I get home and I wash items. Then I prep them, to be listed. The first step that I do is I draft items. So I look at sold comps and I look at active listings to decide on, the price of my item, and, then I add all the details and I list the items. So today, since I'm doing it, I figured why not show you as I'm doing it. So today I picked 5 items that, I'm listing, and I'm gonna show you on my laptop how I look at sold comps and active listings to decide on the price of my item and then eventually list it. Okay, so I'm going to take you step by step on the process of looking at sold comps, active listings, and deciding what the best way to price your item is, whether you're doing it through an auction or buy it now way. Okay, so the first item I'm getting ready to list is this soft surroundings top. It's a size 3X, so it's big size. It's a good brand, and this one has no flaws. It's in great shape. Okay, so keep that in mind. Okay, so I like soft surroundings because this is one of the few brands that has a side tag at the bottom and it has a number. So what you could do with that is put that style name in on Google, and then it'll tell you the name of the shirt. Okay, so that's easier because you can put it in eBay and then you can find sold comps that way. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do that now. So on Google, I simply put soft surroundings, the style number, and this is what came up. It's the same top. It's currently for sale on the site, on Soft Surroundings site, and the name is Woman Santorini Gauze Pullover, if that's how you pronounce it, since I have a Spanish accent. Anyways, it's currently up for sale. If somebody wants to purchase it, they can purchase it for $74.95, and women's plus size is usually more, so I went to look at the woman plus size. That's a great thing for me because, I can use that style name. I can put it into my eBay, and if somebody happens to search it on Google, my listing is most likely to pop up if I have that style name. So if somebody wants to purchase it in that size, that color, and doesn't mind it being pre-owned for like half the price or less, they will be able to do that. Okay, so that's a good thing. That's why, looking for style names, I think, is so important. Okay, so now let's go ahead and go to eBay, and don't mind all the information. I don't mind sharing with you. So I put in soft surroundings Santorini Gauze Pullover. I didn't put the size or the color. So I look at all of these things when I'm listing. I look at how many tops are available that meet that style name. There are 6 for sale, but keep in mind I didn't put the color or I didn't put the size. So since there's 6, I like to just quickly look at what's available. So this one's a green in a size small for $22.50, and this one's actually plus shipping. There's a extra large for $25.99 plus shipping. So I quickly like to glance. What I do notice is that they're all small sizes. There's no, plus sizes. So that's one thing that's great for me. So there are 6. Now what I do is I go to the filters, and it's going to look a little bit different on your phone. I honestly prefer doing it on my phone because it's easier for me. But if you look on the desktop, it's very similar. So you look at the filters on your left hand side, you will see a place where it says show only, and I will hit sold items, and automatically it clicks the completed. So these are the amount that have sold of that style name. And so let's look at them. So that's pretty good. 6 are for sale and 3 have sold. That's a pretty good sell-through rate. I would pick it up if you weren't sure about it. So let's see. There's a 1X green that sold for $29.99. Actually, best offer was accepted with free shipping. So we don't know. They might have taken 25, 20. We don't know. But they did take less than 30. The seller did. Here's a new one that sold for $25, but it was a size medium. And then the last one was a blue that sold. So what I'm seeing is that they sold for about like 20 to tops would be 30. I'm going to keep that in mind. But I also like the fact that, there aren't any big ones for sale, any plus size or 3X for sale. So that's to my advantage because I can basically put my own price, at this point. So let's go back. I think I decided on my price. I'm going to go to the solds and I'm going to take this listing. Since it's a 1X, I'm going to click on it. And I'm just going to say under here, ooh, you don't see that, sell one like this. And it'll pull up all the information that the seller had already done. And I can just edit it to meet my own needs. So I would do change that to a 3X, change all those things. Anyways, but I'm just going to show you that. And then I would probably list this item at about $29.99 at a best offer. And then they pay shipping plus shipping. Okay. Ooh, don't mind me looking like this. Anyways, I'm gonna put this one aside. So I started the listing, I saved it. And so the next one is this Free People jean jacket. It's a black. I think it's black. It's like a faded black knit jacket. So let's look this one up now. Okay, so for this one, I simply put Free People knit jean jacket. I didn't add the color yet or the size because I want to just see how many of the similar ones, eBay has for sale now and how many have sold. So just by putting Free People knit jean jacket, the similar ones will pull up. So 67 are for sale. Let me see how many have sold and if it was a good choice, because I didn't look this one up when purchasing it. So 37 sold. So it was a pretty good choice because, more than half have sold, or about half. Okay, so that was just to see if, if they've sold. So let me go back and add black knit jean jacket. Let me search that. So 4 black half sold. Let me see how many active. I just like to look at that. So take off the filter. There are 14 for sale that are black and 4 have sold. So I like to kind of look at that. Mine is a size small. So there's one for 25. That's a medium. Here's a medium for 38. Small. Okay, so that is my comparable. 50, it's for sale. That's my competition there. A small for 48, okay. A small for 50 plus shipping. Here's a small for 30. Oh, that's killing me. Okay. So it seems like 30 might be the price to beat. Okay, so I'm gonna go here and see how much I've actually sold for. So one sold for 20 and it was an extra small. One sold for 24. 30, that looks blue to me. 11.50. Oh, okay. So based on that, I think I'm gonna do a buy it now. It wouldn't make sense to do an auction because people won't compete with for the item because there are others for sale unless I price it low, but I don't want to price it low. Okay, so I'm gonna do a buy it now, and I'm just gonna do again $29.99 with the best offer option since the other one was for 30 plus shipping. That's good. Let's take this one and let's start a draft. Okay, so the next item is this Kalia tank top. It's a size large. It has this lace detail, open back. It's an active tank top, so let's look for it. Okay, so I basically just put Kalia black tank top, 49 are for sale. Let's look quickly at the sold comps, completed listings, and 29 have sold. So that's a pretty good sell-through rate. That means mine is gonna sell pretty quickly. Okay, so then I'm gonna go back and add the size just to be more, specific, and then see what, pops up. So 4 have sold, and they've sold for about, well, these are all new. Mine is not new. So that doesn't help. 25, 30, that means I want to sell it lower than that. Okay, less than 29. Okay, so let's take the completed. There's only 3 for sale, so that's a good thing. More have sold than are for sale. Here's this one. It's the same exact one. So only 3 of them meet the criteria. Okay, so this one is probably my comparable. It's an extra large. Mine is a large. It's priced at, it's pretty pricey, $27.62 plus shipping. But I think I'm gonna list it at an auction, only because there are similar active than sold, and so that might be a good indicator that if somebody wants it, they might compete for it. So I'm gonna just take this one, and I'm gonna start at $9.99. So when they haven't sold, you can look here under the pictures, and it says sell now, sell one similar to it, and then it'll be it'll create the listing like it did for the other one. Okay, so then I'm gonna just save this, and I'm gonna list this one for $9.99 starting auction plus shipping. So we're done with that one. I saved it. Now I'm gonna do the next one, and this one's an Eileen Fisher size small. It's a organic cotton, and it actually is still new. I found it new. So I'm just gonna take, original price was $78. It was on clearance for $46. I'm just gonna take the style name from the tag. So I'm gonna input it, so let's look at that. Okay, so I literally just put Eileen Fisher organic cotton stretch jersey top because that's what the tag said. So I searched it. There are 96 currently for sale, and I do want to note that keywords matter. If you do take out some keywords, you might have more results. So be careful when adding these keywords that you're not too specific, because if you're too specific, of course less will show. So if you want to even try Eileen Fisher organic cotton top. Okay, so let's go back to what we were doing. There are 96 results based on the criteria that I did input earlier, which, is the name of the top. Although if you look at the pictures, they're different, but, we'll just search one that's similar to ours. So there are 50 sold, so about 50%, which is good. Okay, but mine is new, so that I might want to filter it to new over here. Okay, and then a lot are still showing up. I might now add 3/4 sleeve top here, because so that I know how many are currently for sale and then how many have sold. So if you notice, I like to go from very general to more specific, just to get a feel of what's for sale and what has sold. Okay, so 3 have sold with that criteria. One new, $69.99. Whoa, it was an extra large, and then the rest were cheaper and they were smaller and they were pre-owned. So let me go back here and see how many are for sale. So see, I like to go back and forth. I usually try not to take too long, but this usually takes me about 1 or 2 minutes, which I think it's time well invested, because I can potentially get the most money out of each item. So there are 13 for sale, and did we say 4 were sold? So that's, or 3, so that's a pretty good sell-through rate. I'm looking at them, and they're pretty priced pretty well, pretty high. It'll help me. Mine look like these, but these are pre-owned. I think I've decided to price it lower than everybody else. So based on looking at sold comps and active listings, I usually like to price a little bit lower than others to get mine sold, which I don't mind. Not as long as it's not too low. And looking at this clearance tag too, it was at $46.80. I'm gonna list mine at $39.99 with no best offer plus shipping. So this one I will wait for the right buyer to buy it. Okay, hopefully it doesn't sit for too long, but if it does sit for too long, then I will then adjust it. Might change it from buy it now to an auction. I can always do that, okay? So that's all I have for today. We went over 4 items and how I look at, sold comps or sold comparables and active listings to decide on how much to price my items at, okay? I hope this helps. Again, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully next time I look a little bit better. Hopefully my hair looks a little bit better. All right, bye-bye.